Okay, today's chapter is going to be starting a geometry chapter, and we're going to be talking about lots of vocabulary. So I'm going to have lots of different tools you can use to practice this. This will be our last chapter. So first of all, we're going to learn about complementary, supplementary, adjacent, and vertical angles. And so your paper is actually a full sheet, and you're going to glue the one side down, and these all flap up. And so what I'm going to have you do is put the definitions inside. So it should just be one piece. Cut it around. I forgot to bring one to show you what it looks like originally, but it's basically a rectangle, and then you cut the slits here and you glue the entire piece down. So anyway, we start with complementary angles, and when you flip that up, a cut angle WXY, so you start WXY is complementary to YXZ. Notice the X is always the one in the middle because it is the vertex of the angle, so it's where it connects the two rays. So they are complementary because when you add them up, two angles whose measure has a sum that's adding them up of 90 degrees. So when you take 65 and 25, that makes 90. Same with 30 and 60. So when you have something that's undone, like 30 and x, and you want to figure out that little square means that it's 90 degrees. So 90 minus 30 is 60. So your x will be 60. The next one's going to be supplementary angles. The vocabulary for that basically says that HIJ, this is HIJ, is supplementary to JIK because two angles whose measures have a sum of 180 is supplementary. So these angles are supplementary. They're telling us that. So they're saying that 135 plus something is going to be 180. So they take the 180 minus 135 to get 45. And you can double check by adding them back up. So this angle is 45 degrees. And degrees is just that little circle afterwards. The next vocabulary word then is adjacent angles. Adjacent meaning that they are side by side. So angle ACB, and I can even draw this with this ACB, is adjacent to ACD because they share a side and they're side by side. So two angles that are side by side and they have a common vertex and ray. So this is the common vertex and this is the common ray. They both have that one. So they may or may not be congruent. As you can see on the 75 and 105, they are not congruent, but they're supplementary because they form 180. So they're also supplementary besides being side by side or adjacent. My last one is going to be vertical. Angle LMN, so LMN, this one here, and OMP, they're vertical. And then we also have LMO and NMP are vertical. And you'll notice that two angles formed by two intersecting lines, because this is a line and that's a line, they intersect. They're always going to be congruent, the ones across from each other, so they're going to have the same angle measure. So down here, this X is equal to 115 because it's vertical, and this one is 65 because it's vertical. So if you think you understand that, you're ready for the next video. You can stop this one and get ready for the next one.